Palletization System and show just how quick and easy it is with our software package. On the home screen we're showing the variety of apps that are part of the system, and those are added simply by going here to the configuration side, saying add module, and in the module area you've got a wide variety of tools that you can use. So everything from a variety of robot brands, hand tools, to the feeding, in and out processing, and doing data reduction. So for your system, we'd likely look at a monoman robot along with a vacuum hand tool and conveyance in, and then there'd be the palletization process. So we've got key apps in here already for our demo system, and we're just going to show you how easy it is to train. So as you load these apps, each of them asks you a few questions. So for instance, the conveyance in, if we were to configure that, it's going to ask some simple things. Number one, I need a signal that says the part's ready. Everything is done live. Just get set up in just the right way so that when the product comes into position, it turns out. So everything's live, so all you're going to do is go ahead and select the signal that you're interested in and say yes. So boom, now it knows that. So the part ready signal, it's all ready to manage the motion. The motion is controlled with this. So you would just go through these simple steps to set up an in-feed. So hey, we've got an electric gripper. We've selected that tool that's in use, and close and open the gripper is what happens for the normal process of a pickup or a drop-off. So we want to set the nearby location. So with this, you just enable the Robo-Nav device. And now we're manipulating the robot in all 6 axes. And you can control speed, coarseness. It's an analog device, so you can dial it in and control very intuitively all the motion. So what we're going to do is go ahead and teach this pickup process. So step 1, it says set a nearby location. So here we are, just kind of in the general area in a safe region nearby the feeding zone. So we said, okay, use that position. Next step, set the actual position right on the part. So now we're going to go down and we're going to position ourselves right on the part. Now we can control it from a remote location, or we can clip it right out of the robot for even more intuitive control. So here we'll say you want to control the gripper on the arm. And you have a variety of mounting positions all over, so depending on what you're trying to control. So now I'm very intuitively just moving this right down into position. We can turn the rotation on. I can adjust various angles. Just rock it up a little bit. All of the controls are built right in. So if I wanted to open the gripper, close the gripper, I can do it with the buttons that are on the navigation device or with the on-screen controls. And then just continue to manipulate all the way down in position. And as you get a little closer, you find it's still an analog device, but it is nice to just go ahead and use the controls to get it right on there. So we're pretty well centered at that point, and I'll just say that let's use that position right there. Now the refinement questions, you can have all kinds of different motions in and out of the process, whether or not you have different approaches on the way in with the part, empty and full. If you pick the simple settings, it's just going to put a simple vertical clearance, and we'll go ahead on to the next questions. And entrance and departure, so this is the travel angle and distance it goes to approach the part. And again, just got the easy button here, we'll just say 75 millimeters, which is about 1.5 inches above. There's a variety of cleanup options if we wanted to perform some kind of alignment. You can configure things for each position. That's for easy maintenance later on, that they can go ahead and set things up. So So as a developer, you may want to add a little bit of extra stuff here based on the types of adjustments operators might make, just to make it easy on them. Very intuitive options later on. So we can test the motion and just say, hey, we're all set. So really it was just picking which tool we're using. You get a nearby location that's out in a safe region. You get the actual action point on it. And then you just hit the easy button twice and you're done. So now we have taught that pickup location. And just as easy as that, now that we have it on there, we're able to go ahead out to the control side of things and just test. So we've enabled the system. On the control side, here's the part pickup. It already knows that I'm in the action position. If we wanted to say, hey, go to that clearance position, you can see it says it's 75 millimeters off. We set that as a vertical offset. You can jog to all the different positions in the system. Just with one click, the system automatically builds the routes and maintains those, so there's never a worry of crashing or going the wrong way. So here's our part pickup again. We can go ahead and just run the whole process. So come to the approach position, over the top, close the gripper, grab the part, and leave with it. So it follows the whole route. Just that simple. So now the next step would be to go ahead and set up the pallet process. And in a similar fashion, we'd go ahead and configure that. Basically, it's got a variety of things. You say how big the part is. So this is a 72 millimeter round product. You can see that set up. And then we would basically just train the basic location. And for the part gripping, it's a center part. You can have the boxes that are gripped on the edge, all kinds of different patterns for picking up the product, whatever the pallet pattern might be. So for here, as far as the part location, again, we go through the same process. We're using the gripper. Now we're dropping the part off for the palletizing, but the process is the same. We would get to a nearby location, so just enable navigation device. Move to a position that's above the region of interest. See, control, and the speeds. Alright, so now we're kind of above the process. You can go ahead and say, alright, that's my approach position. The action location, now this is where we will show it the first drop-off location. So this is where we have the product the system is holding. Just go ahead and it up here again, very intuitive. All I'm doing is thinking about which way I want it to lean or move, and it just follows my request. Nothing to it. No real training involved. Just give it a good eyeball, and you can set the location pretty easily. So that's really good enough. Let's use that. All right. Now the training the pallet. Corners, just a matter of a couple other positions. You pick the lay-down style, and we're done. That we have the pallet app, the palletizing app. We have the conveyance app, feeding parts in. You can see everything's always live, whether you're programming, configuring, whatever it is. We've got the robot. That can be any robot's app dropped in there. Here's the electric gripper. That can be replaced with a vacuum cup. All these components just work seamlessly together. Here's a couple other things just for fun. Other apps are in there, not really part of this process, but we do demonstrations with those as needed. So for this process, now that we've set the different things up, our manual control is all at play. So we watch, if I tell it to go to the home position, it's going to leave the palletizing area and come back to the home position. If I wanted to tell it to go directly to part pickup over here, I could do that in one step. And it'll follow all of the motions from here, safely out, through the home position, back, down, safely into here. So let's watch that. You'll notice right now it won't let me go to the action position because it knows that it's not ready yet. Because the signal says, hey, there's nothing there. So if I go ahead and enable that, and now get access to the action position, now watch. With one click, it's going to go safely up, out, around, and down. So the system maintains all the motions. At the end of the picture here, it shows all the different motions in and out for just this process, as well as some of the other things that we have, the other apps that are in here as well. These are some 3D motion paths. Awesome. Okay, so now that that's set, we've taught it. Basically, now it's time to just go ahead and program the process. So come over here to the sequence, and we're going to go ahead and take the easy way. So here's the wizard. We'll go ahead. We want to go to the conveyor. We want to pick up the part. Then we want to go to the camera and perform the inspection, and that's where we're looking for the handle and the label that's on the product being orientation. And then after we've done that, we go ahead over to the pallet and we drop it off. Really nothing to it. The pallet app keeps track of how many parts that are in it and automatically knows where to go. And that really is it. And so as we select that as a sequence, it'll just do that all day long, as long as the pallets are ready. When the pallet's full, it will require that you remove it, all built in. So let's watch it run. Just that easy. So we'll go ahead and get ready. And just say go. So here it is. It's waiting above the feeding location, and you can see down here, built in, always tells you what's happening. So right now it says it's waiting. And if we go over to the monitor side, you can look at the two apps that are lit up. You have the in-feed conveyor and the gripper. These are the two guys that are working together. And you can see it says, hey, I need access to the part. I don't have access to the part because the signal's not made yet. It hasn't detected the ones there. As soon as that appears, it knows it's there. It can then negotiate, grab the part, and move on to the next process. So now here we are. We're above the pallet, and it's negotiating again. So right now it needs access to the pallet, and it shows that it has the part in hand. All this stuff built in to run the system. Simply say get ready. And go. Step one, it was down inside the process, but it's always going to come back to home anyway. So here we are waiting. The monitor is now negotiating, waiting between the electric gripper and the conveyor. These are the two apps negotiating right now. And you can see very clearly it says that we need a part at the conveyor. So there's all the diagnostics built in, all the monitoring, management. The part's ready. Go ahead and pick it up. Go through the home position, you have all the proper approach into the pallet, and you can see at the pallet we need access to the zone. And so once it gets access to the zone, go ahead and drop the part off in pallet position 1. And then we'll come back and repeat. So we've got 2 in position, come back and grab the 3rd. So through this process we can see that our entire amount of programming is amounted to about, 5 minutes. So what we can focus on is getting the proper mechanical structures in place, getting some good quality tooling, and we can spend our time on the important things. But the deluxe operator interface, all of the smarts built in, ready to go, it's just automatic. monitor all kinds of good stuff. So this is the tracking for the apps. You've got all the different signals and linear form. You can get everything. You can give a quick look to the digital signals in grid form. And you can see right here that what we're looking for is the ready signal at the conveyor. So as soon as that's on, you can see that signal turn on in other ways too. And there you have it. So now we've went and very simply stacked up pallet parts. You can see that each app keeps track of itself, 5 parts in the pallet, robust coordination, everything's built in. In the style editor, you can have basically all the different parameters can be promoted to be part specific. So you have different settings for the labels, different pallet orientations and the patterns. All that stuff's a piece of cake to just incorporate depending on which model you run. So, we didn't make the robot, we just made the robot easy.